They'll be calling you a radical, so this is very big news. So I just got a call from two different my whistleblowers. I have a whistleblower inside the Native Council in Oregon and inside N.O.A.A. And then, of course, Tim's up there working it. And so this is the biggest story in the world right now. It's breaking right now. Nobody's paying attention. Or it's just my little group that I developed, my whistleblowers inside. So here's what's going down. As I said 5 years ago, we'll know in 5 years when this, salmon go to sea for 5 years. We watched everything collapse. We watched everything just go, but we'll know if it's an epic acute collapse in the salmon, because salmon go to 5 years, which, nobody want to live in. This spring, I'm saying, here we go. We'll see. And everybody's still arguing with, oh no, we're going to have the forecast rate just collapsed. So we've been waiting. This week is the week that the forecasting comes out. They got they know. They can tell by these small fish that they know. They're testing whatever, and they're out there and they're freaking out. So their forecast number are a fucking catastrophe from the Kenai all the way to the Rogue. Inside the Rogue right now, they're spawners. Up there in the fucking spawner, they have 40 fish. In the Jedediah Smith, where there's no dam on, up there on the border, California and the Redwoods, they have 70. You heard me right, 70. What's normal? Several thousand. I mean, it's catastrophe. So their model come out. Now, the Bonneville's the one we watch really hardcore. That's the one that's babysitted. That's the big one. That's where, of course, the Kenai and the Copper, Copper River was forecasting 1 I believe, 4 million, 1.54 million. They came in right at 800,000. The Kenai had that big early run. They shut the Kenai off early, 2.5 weeks. Just stopped it. So the Deschutes, forget it. The Rogue, we're talking zero. Northern California extinction stuff. The crab's been shut down. The sardines and the anchovies been shut for 3 years. They're not coming back. So the salmon number, the Bonneville last year 1.33 million. The year before 1.4. I remember a fishing company says, "God, your number." I said, "No, they're not. You wait, because salmon go to sea for 5 years." So they were forecasting 1.7, 1.8 million, record runs because they had record escapement. They came in, it's less than right around 600,000. They're skinny, they're shriveled up, they're white. It's a catastrophe. So the modeling, the Bonneville model comes in at 240,000 2017. So here's how it works. What? You heard me right. That's a fucking one of the greatest catastrophes in human history. This is black rhino stuff. Fuck, this is fucking, ivory bill woodpecker, fucking carrier pigeon. No, this is much bigger than that. This is the staple of life. This is the Pacific. This is the fucking salmon. First, they came the god of salmon. Second came water to live. Whoa. The implications are beyond. I walked from Mexico to San Francisco documented. Nobody wanted. You could actually see it. And they want to call it the blob, the acidification. Look, any water source, anybody knows. We all got through the third grade. Well, apparently this country didn't. When healthy species leave, invasive species move in. It's called pond scum and scum, and we know it's the lowest form. It's black. You could physically. I'm the first guy that started reporting. Me and John Kirk up there in Vancouver. The first people that started reporting. You could actually see this fucking plume in Lori down in San Diego. You could see it in the sky. I started to get different reporters. Or freelance for talk, separate ones, abstract, completely mutually exclusive from each other. 4 different ones saying, old school fucking for ours in there, doing it old school way. We're picking up this weird film in the fucking thing. And well, just like when Igor, which I reported to the world that Igor had passed. I was in Vienna when he died on the road to Vienna, from Budapest. And so the Chernobyl photographer, think about the risk that guy took. He was a hero. A real one. Not these fake ones we invent around here. Our country's a country of cowards. So they started picking up this film, and they started to see it, and they could actually see it. And I said, as you know, I call it plutonium. You can laugh at that all you want, but plutonium is man-made. Plutonium, the free radical that goes out when the centrifusion process goes on. You think uranium's all common, uranium-238, but they have to turn it to 235 through a centrifusion. I can get into all this, but so look. The greatest PhD in human history? Kevin Blanch did it right down to his own. Look, it's going to give you leukemia. It's going to give you leukemia. They're dumping it in the Pacific Ocean. Oh my God, they're going to genocide the entire Pacific Ocean. Day 1, day 2. Then I get leukemia. A type of leukemia you cannot fucking survive. How did I survive? Fucking documenting this in history. Fighting. Fucking, I mean, my God. What a war. What a story. It's sad. It's fucking beyond fucking sad that nobody would listen. I mean, the obvious. So, by law, by international law, and, you'll get all geeked up and say this is federal law because of the fucking endangered species. No. Internationally. Internationalized Endangered Species Acts and its endangered species laws. They have to be there. Once you drop to a certain level, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This fucker's closed, period. So I just got the tip. No, it's called the emergency meeting. They're going to have it next week, and I can tell you right now what it's going to be. They'll dance. There's because they're going to be fighting for allotment. The native tribes, which they've been hijacked because of the fucking casino. I mean, it's outrageous, but there's still some good, solid leaders. I'm going to tell you a story about the native chief on Bristol Bay. He told me this a long time ago. The older chief 10 years ago, before he passed, he would paint his dreams. And he painted this dream. Bristol Bay was black. All the animals laying up there dead, black. And so he's like, well, another oil spill? Well, no, not oil. Much worse. Much worse. What? Radiation, nuclear fallout. That's what he said. Plutonium. They smoked the peace pipe and did the, they tried everything. I mean, they did a white buffalo ceremony about Fukushima. Everybody's been in denial. So, now you think about this. You go from 1.6 million forecasted. I mean, they had 1.4 million over last year. The one year before, 1.5 million. But you got to realize how many billions of dollars has been dumped in. One of the great successes, the comeback of the salmon in Oregon, in Washington, in Alaska. It's been an incredible. They've the resources we've dumped in, and you ought to say, oh, it's like no. The Pacific Ocean fucking numbers and all the shit we've been doing, the plastic, all the annihilation we've been doing. The Pacific Ocean fucking animal numbers were incredible healthy in 2010, 2011. I mean, there were certain pockets of things going here and there. For instance, about the migration of the grays. When I was walking, if it wasn't for me and the old marine biologists, all these marine biologists make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. There are fucking thousands of these scumbags should be jailed. They didn't do this. It was them and me. They're like, Kevin, we're out there on our little boat. The grays are giving birth at the Elkhorn in Monterey. What? So I report to the world. The humpbacks never made it to Hawaii. Never made it there this year. They're inebriated. They're dying. It's the dead pot of blue whales in the fucking room. I mean, I think it's so irony that we were out at Point Reyes, Patrick and I and John, and we got to see that. I mean, that little cute fucking leopard seal comes up crying to me. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many times this has happened to me on my journey walking. And that pot of humpbacks we got to see. I says, that's probably the last pot of humpbacks we'll ever fucking see in our lives. I told Patrick that day 2 years ago. The seals, when I'm at Avalon, the pier right in front of me, they came up and he says, Joe's a photographer. He's a wildlife photographer. He says, Kevin, I got to tell you, when you start calling to that seal, that mama come up to you, goes back into over by where Diablo's intake is, gathers the whole family. These aren't sea lions. These are seals, and people want to go after. I mean, how beautiful those animals are. My God, I've been right. They come up and they're right up in the pier, the whole family, and they're talking to me, and I'm right there and I'm talking back to them. Just I've never seen that. I says it happens to me all the time. They're crying out to me. I walk around Half Moon Bay and I'm like, whoa, there was this. I mean, probably the biggest humpback I've ever seen dying. I remember walking out through Ragged Cliffs. I get down to the bottom right after these guys tell me how healthy the elephant seals are. I was there while they were mating at San Simeon. And I get down there and I'm like, oh my God, there she is dying. They couldn't even get down there to save her. And they're telling me how healthy it is. And then the little Hispanic boy, he says, no, Kevin, here, I've been waiting for you. He says, I work. I just volunteer. Give of myself. That's what these people do. Go out and he says, we've already saved 1,500 rescues. This is, 2015. The year before, I'm down there in San Francisco, and I'm talking to her at the rescue mission. She says, we're testing, they're showing up with leukemia. At Hogle Zoo right here. When I got cancer, our famous one-eyed elephant Syl got acute leukemia. Boom. Their biology is 99% our biology. I mean, the cancer freaking epidemic. Even my daughter says, when you got sick, that group, harder, stronger, faster. I mean, then the trees. I started reporting the dead. Where'd you sleep last night? I slept in the dead fucking pines with the sun from Fukushima, Japan. It always shines. You know, we're in denial. We're ignorant. We're fucking disgusting. We're self-indulged. We have no sense of history. We have no sense of, you know, ecology, sociology, biology. You think it's your pseudo de facto theology. No, it's not. It is your biology, literally. It's. I mean, we broke the eco chain. Fukushima. So this is it. They're going to have to close the whole fucking thing. Now you think of the implications economically. Oh my God. You know, everybody's argued with me. You're hurting my fishing industry. You know, you're going. No. Wait a minute. I'm trying to save your fishing industry. Fishermen can't fish. Skiers can't fish. Fucking. You know, I'm a carpenter. What's a hammer? I'm a baker. What's fucking cake? I'm a butcher. What's a cow? You know, I'm an environmentalist. I'm a human rights activist. Fucking what's Fukushima? You know, it's the greatest catastrophe in fucking human history. The cover up. You know, Obama bought into the eugenics bullshit of Holton. John Holton, I know what happened in the Situation Room. I fucking was leaked the transcript. Remember when I used to read Hillary's emails on the cover up of Fukushima in the early days and nobody would believe me? 4 years later, there they are, exactly what I said they were. I thought somebody would come to my aid and we'd build a thing, you know. The youngest Walton girl, somebody told me, talked to her and says, yeah, watches my videos. She owns a big ranch up on the road in Oregon. That's all she does, talk about Fukushima, but, you know, her billions of dollars, she can't help me out? No, hell no. You know, well. You know, I had a lot of money when I got sick. About $800,000 I had, stock market. Forked it over up front. I mean, I always made money. I mean, I've always been able to do what I do, you know. As the environmentalist, whatever, but boy, did I learn to live half. Boy, have I learned a humble lesson in the last 5 years. You know, fighting this good fight and never giving up because I'm so frustrated, whatever, and just the intense fight. You know, not just about my cancer, about the world. I love the Pacific Ocean. I mean, since I was a little boy. I mean, I've always had this incredible romance with the Pacific Ocean, with the mammals and the animals. You know, that's just intuitive. I think that's just be tapped into my light and my jewel and my spirit that everybody should have. That's what, I mean, it's just natural. That's why when you go down there by that thing and you just hear those waves and we naturally just relax. You want to just sit there on those beautiful beaches. I mean, Lori and I caught a green flash at the old Green Flash in San Diego, my place, San Diego County, PB, you know, right there, my place. You know, what I've been able to do at San Onofre, our group. I mean, the accomplishments we had are impossibilities that I was able to do. You know, survive this brutal disease, but God, you know, to take on the apathy of America Vespucci, to speak of man, to take on the apathy and I named it right when I named post-ignorance, the ignorance of America, to take that on. I couldn't overcome it. I don't think anyone can. He said a long time ago, when the baby boomers, echo boomers are dead, then, you know, they'll have a chance. Because they're so dogmatic and so ignorant. I mean, and so double down. I mean, they're just ignorant people. I mean, talking in the aggregate, of course. But, you know, there's plenty of great people, but we're so few. You know, everybody says, well, there's nothing we can do. Now, bullshit. We can call it attention. Who the fuck did this? You know, they need to pay. The accountability is the fucking, I mean, this is outrageous. The nuclear cartel. So, this will be the biggest story you fucking ever heard in your life. And you heard it from me from the beginning, Kevin Blanch, the greatest PhD in human history. Wow, who would ever believed it? Who would have ever fucking believed it? So, when they announce the emergency fucking closure of the entire fucking fishery, and you're going to hear, people are going to go psycho, the economic implications, the reality to the health. Fuck the economic implications, you know. You traded in your health for someone else's fucking wealth a long time ago. And I say this to my brothers and sisters at Standing Rock, how much I love you. I'm fucking so proud of you. I mean, I really am. I mean, you guys are fantastic. Wow. So, you know, I don't know. All we can do is keep waiting for you. Just the fight goes on. I don't know what else. else to do at this point but document this in history so future generations, 1 billion young voices waiting to be heard of future generations, you know. My girl, where did you sleep last night? Don't lie to me, don't lie. Where did you sleep? My girl, where did you die last night? It's been a very humbling experience for me. It should be for everyone. Watching all these dead animals die. And, you know, I was head of the support group at LDS. I sat with a lot of people as they died. My lifelong best friend, Paul, you know, he got sick at the same time. He went, you know, I'm right there with him. It's been very fucking humbling. You know, I think about what I've been through the last 5 years, what we've been through in the Pacific Ocean, the poor animals. What a way to die, huh? But to watch animals dive, to watch mammals dive, to watch animals dive is all the rage in the United States. Woo, look at this. Pretty well they're killing each other, eating each other in, you know, the Puget Sound. You know, orcas are starving to death. Ooh, look at them. These animals are eating other animals they would never eat. You know, I've watched sea lions eat dirt fucking in San Diego. I watched it. Fucking stood right next to them. You know, what a cruel fucking evil people we are. You know, I'm a big believer that our light takes its next place. And what I believe, all these cruel fucking ignorant, mean fucking scumbags that fucking just went along, I think their fucking souls are going to be sucked into a black hole. That's what I believe hell is. You know, my light goes on. For the light, it shines inside. My jewel, I never let it turn off. And when I got sick, I made it glare. And I hope the Pacific can do that. I mean, but think about all the poor animals. Think about all the mammals that have had to suffer. You know, and the people that have had to suffer. I mean, think how many of them starved to death. I mean, because dying of cancer is very similar to starving to death. I mean, I was in there. I went through that whole thing. I couldn't have a... Fuck. I mean, wow, how horrible. You know, we're okay. You know, they're full of leukemia. They're fucking starving and just... We don't give a fuck. So the emergency closure on the fucking entire Pacific, I mean... It'll be announced next week. Stand tuned.